Hey everyone, it's Emily and welcome to my channel. Today I'm building the first house that I ever built using the Laundry Day stuff pack, and I already have a build on my channel that's like Laundry Day, cats and dogs, and base game only, but that house I built entirely using base game and cats and dogs, and then I just had a laundry room that was just kind of waiting to be furnished until the end because I built that before Laundry Day came out, and then once the pack came out I just furnished that one little room and posted the house. But this is the first house that I was fully able to use the pack for. We got that new window. It looks really nice. I really like that window a lot. And we just get to explore all the stuff in the pack with this house. And I've actually been building so much the past few days. It was okay. So the pack came out, what, Tuesday night or like Tuesday afternoon? I don't know, whatever. It came out Tuesday and I didn't even touch it until Wednesday. And then I think I just started building, I guess. Like I built this on Wednesday probably. And then I just built like a million things. I built 4 things just over the course of Wednesday and Thursday. And then I think then then I played my Upgrowth Challenge family. I haven't played the game at all. I've just been building. Like all Wednesday and Thursday, I was just building, and then I was like, okay, I need to do an Upgrowth video this week because those always come out on Fridays, so I will just do that now. And we got some fun laundry stuff in there, which you saw yesterday if you keep up with that challenge. And if you don't, and it sounds kind of mildly interesting, you can check it out. It's like a decades type of thing. It's not quite decades, but it's kind of like 2 decades is like 1 generation roughly, and it started in like the 1890s. Now we're in like 1920s-ish time period. So yeah, that's been fun. But we got to use the wash tub and the clothesline, and it was very exciting for me. I was too obsessed with the bubbles. It's fine. It's just a fun animation. Unfortunately, did not get to see the toddler animations because my toddler got yelled at because her mom was standing right there when I decided to play with the wash tub, but it's fine. We'll figure it out later. But this house goes through some transformations. I end up changing all of the roof trim, like right at the end, like at the last minute. I think it's one of the last things that I do. I change the roof trim, but we will get to that at some point. And I did some different things than I usually do with the outside of this house, but I wanted it to be like, I don't know. I don't even really know what I had in mind for this house, but this is one of the first houses, like pretty much all of these houses that I built for this like Laundry Day stuff and me like looking at the pack. I usually go on Pinterest and I find a house and I kind of copy the outside of it and then I just do whatever I want on the inside. But for this pack, I just totally did whatever I felt like doing. So this, like the outside of this house it's not like I got any inspiration for it. It was just from my head, and that was really fun to do since I don't do it too often. And yeah, it was a nice break from always trying to find something on Pinterest to kind of copy, and then doing the outside is always a little bit more, not stressful, but it's like trying to match a certain style. And I feel like I always look at the same types of houses on Pinterest, so my color schemes for the outside of houses usually tends to be like lots of white and stuff, like white siding and that type of thing. But this house was very different because I just thought it up in my brain. And I actually like how it turned out. I used to struggle a lot with not having a reference picture, but I'm trying to get away from that and just do things that I think are gonna look cool, I guess. And that's what I did with that. I took inspiration from that window from Laundry Day stuff and the colors in that, and I kind of made the rest of the house windows match it. I think Get Together, all of the windows I used were from Get Together, which I haven't done in a really long time. I hardly ever use those windows, but I really like them, and they matched that other window perfectly, that one color swatch that they have that I used all over the house. And yeah, I also, so I took inspiration from like the color of that one window and then made all the windows of the house match it, and then I used the white cats and dogs fence and railing and stuff, and then I thought that I was going to use white trim on the roofs, but then I felt like it was too much white, so we made it the same color as the windows, and I think that it came together really nicely, and it's different than something else I would have built because, like I said, usually building from a reference picture, all of the trim and accents on the house would probably match or something. I don't know, but yeah, it was just a lot of fun for me. And ooh, what flooring do I pick? Okay, you know what, typical cats and dogs, one of those 2 floorings. I'm too obsessed with the cats and dogs floors, but it's fine. Ooh, I did do some different things though with the tile in the kitchen. that was very exciting. Also, something that I did when I was building with the new pack, I think it's just because there are new items, so I wasn't totally sure what all was in there and I didn't want to miss anything good, but a lot of these builds are small houses. I haven't built a bigger family house yet with this pack, and I took so much time picking the right stuff for these houses just because I wanted to like fully explore the pack, and I wanted the houses to be like not necessarily, I mean, I guess they're well decorated, but I also wanted them to be, you know, like lived in, which I feel like is, I don't know, silly thing to say, but I wanted them to feel like, you know, like this is someone's house. And sometimes I just kind of like get into these habits of, oh, I always put these certain kitchen clutter items, and I didn't want to do that with these houses. I wanted them to all be a little bit different, even though there are certain things that I will always do, like you're always going to find a paper towel roll next to my sink in the kitchen. That's just how it goes. But yeah, I wanted to do some other different things with like clutter around the house, and I wanted it to feel like every space was being utilized. I didn't want to like get to the bedroom and then just kind of give up and not furnish it as well as the living room or something like that. So yeah, I made more of an effort to do that with this house, and it was really fun, especially, I don't know, just exploring all the new items. Like you can see, this is literally the first house I'm building because there's so many items that haven't been clicked on yet, and I'm clicking on them for the first time. Wow, exciting, fun times. And I'm recording this on Friday morning, and I have 3 other videos to record. I don't even know if I'm going to do the voiceovers in the order that I'm going to post these videos. I think I'll do it that way just so I don't get too confused. And my voiceovers make like slightly more sense in terms of when I'm talking about the timing of things, you know? I think I'll do that. But, oh, since this house is by the beach, I think that thing is from like kids' room stuff or something like that, the beachy painting that I just put over the fireplace. So yeah, that was a little bit of fun, and trying to figure out the layout of this living room was interesting because I did some, I don't know, it's kind of a weird shape, and I still don't know if I'm completely happy with how the living room orientation is. I probably would have changed the outside of the house if I knew that this is how it was going to end up, but we can't really do that now. We're already going, and I just ended up making the TV stand kind of like dual purpose, like it's storage for maybe like you could use like the bottom level of that as like a shoe rack when you come in, and it would just have some other stuff in there, but when you're in the living room it kind of just looks like a regular table stand thing, if that makes sense. So I did that, and ooh, getting to use, I like the new couches, the wicker ones, but I think I changed the color of that. Do I leave it yellow? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm very intrigued because I haven't built it. Well, I was going to say I haven't built this house in a long time, but that sounds kind of weird. I built it like 2 days ago, so I don't really remember. I think I do leave it like the mustardy yellow color. That's fun because I was building another house and I think I used the yellow chair and like the blue version of that couch, and I was trying to, or no, I had this idea that I was like, oh, I could make like a house or a room or something that's all like with the yellow stuff. But then I was like, that's kind of obnoxious just to have a house that's full of yellow laundry day stuff. Maybe not. But I'm glad I already used those, so now I don't feel obligated to force them into a build that's entirely yellow themed. Oh gosh, not so berry Gen 3, am I right? Anyway, we got a pet bed because, you know, I gotta have pets in all of my houses now. And ooh, this shelf thing, I didn't use it very much in other builds, but it's good. And oh, I had this idea to put a clock in one of those baskets, but none of them fit quite right, and I didn't feel like playing with it too much, and I had an empty shelf, so I was like, might as well just slap the clock up there that goes on a shelf, and that'll be easier. But yeah, I also put the desk in kind of a weird area. It's like you walk in the door and then the first thing you see is a desk, but I figured this is just someone living here by themselves and they probably don't really care. I mean, honestly, when I was trying to decide if that's really where I wanted to put the desk, my biggest concern was the security of the house, because I was like, is it really safe to like you can look in the front door and see someone's computer? Probably not, but this person lives kind of out in the middle of this person lives kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Got it that time. by the beach, and no one's gonna be breaking into their house, especially because that type of thing doesn't exist in The Sims 4, so I think we'll be fine. And I put in a giant table just because I really wanted to use it, but like I said, I imagine that it's just one person living here, so I don't know why they need like 5 chairs, but maybe they just have friends over a lot. I don't know. They're social. Leave them alone. And yeah, that wall was really blank to me, so I just had to put something on it because, like I said, I mean, sometimes, okay, here's my struggle. Sometimes I flip-flop between, is me not decorating everything completely thoroughly me being lazy, or is it like me not making it overly cluttered? I haven't found a good balance between those two things yet, so we're working on it, because sometimes I want everything to like go a certain way, and then I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I can't really explain my thoughts right now, but it was kind of frustrating trying to figure out the layout of this kitchen because there's so many windows in it, which I usually don't do in kitchens for this very reason, but I really, really, really hate having to have counters that like overlap big windows, which I actually did in one of the houses that I built with this pack, so kind of annoyed at myself for that, but it's fine. It was necessary. And my other thing that I don't like doing is having the stove not up against a wall. Like if there's a window behind the stove, that like freaks me out because like, why would there be a window behind your stove? That doesn't make any sense. If you've ever lived in a house that has a window behind the stove, please let me know. I would really like to hear your story because I've never seen that before. Like, I haven't even seen that on the internet. And if you find a picture of a window that's in front of a stove, please like link it to me because I just don't buy it. I don't think it happens. So I never do that, and it's a big pet peeve. But, I really like the new sink, though, with the clutter stuff that's under it. And, okay, here is one of my favorite things about this pack, is that I feel like EA really listened to the community. I mean, this was the community stuff pack, but, like, just other things that people have complained about in the past. Like, you gave us a collection of rugs. Why didn't you give us each rug individually so that we could arrange them ourselves if we wanted to? They did that in this pack, and there were other things like the clutter object under the sink, like, oh, I would love to have that as a clutter thing on its own. And then they actually did that this time. So I feel like they're getting better about listening to the community. Not that they were ever like necessarily bad at listening to the community, but I feel like they just took so many more things into consideration that people have said this time, and like the hairs have just gotten so much better. Like if you look at the base game hairs compared to the hairs in this pack, it being like the most recent pack that we've had, it's just like night and day. I don't know. It's so crazy to me how it's like all the same game, but things have just gotten so much better as time has gone on. I don't know. It's cool. It's cool to see. And oh, the yellow wall color that I picked in this house was definitely inspired by all of the yellow things in this pack. I really don't know why there are so many yellow things, but there are, and it's fine. If this had happened like 5 years ago, I would have been very upset because I hated the color yellow, like with a passion, but now it's fine. Yellow isn't so bad. Really the only color, well, I don't really have anything against any color, but orange is probably my least favorite color, mostly because I don't think I look good in orange. Like I can't pull off orange, so I just never wear it, so it's not really on my radar as much, if you know what I mean. And this room, unfortunately, did not have room for the little thing that I like to put under, like at the end, the foot of every bed in most houses that I build, or like most bedrooms that I furnish. I like to put the little ottoman thing at the end of the bed, but this house, it didn't have room for that. I've actually never had that in my own room before, like ever, so I don't know why I always do it, but I feel like it's a thing, and it makes me happy just to have that little seat at the end of the bed. I don't know, I would love to have one of those in my room, so when you're putting on your shoes in your room, you can just sit on your little ottoman and put your shoes on. I feel like that's so silly. I actually built another house. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about another build because we're almost at the end of this one. So why am I getting ahead of myself? I'm going to not have anything to say in any of my other houses because I will have already told you about all of them. Okay, anyway, this person could be a painter or any other skill that you decide to plop in the corner of their room that I didn't. So there's that. I feel like whenever I put in an easel or something, that's basically just me saying, this is a place where you can put a skill building item. Please replace it with whatever you desire. And oh, here's where we're doing the roof. I think this is like the build's almost over, but we have to fix the roof real quick because it was not looking quite right with the rest of the house. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe for more builds because I have a lot coming out soon, and I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye!